Thinking of moving to Destin, Florida, but you don't want to deal with the crowds, the traffic, and especially the high prices? Well, that's exactly what I was looking for when I moved down here too. And I ended up choosing this suburb of Destin. And although I didn't choose this exact neighborhood, this one is one you don't want to miss. This is a golf community, gated and waterfront, and you can get here for a fraction of the price that you can in Destin. We're going to start by showcasing off this home, and then I'm going to show you this amazing community. Let's go. So I got my handy notes here. We've got a lot of things to talk about, but first we want to start with what you can get out here. I want to first say thank you to my friend Melissa Skieniecki for allowing us to view her beautiful listing. Let's come on in. This property is listed at $520,000 currently, which is about what most of these homes will come with, although this one is waterfront and it's still just a little over $500,000. So as you come in right here, you've got a little entryway. You've got one of the living spaces. The way that this house is laid out, it's definitely for an entertainer. You can kind of see you've got one space over here. You've got sort of a dining area. You could possibly do a dining area over here. We're gonna check it all out. Let's start here in the kitchen. I'll tell you a little bit about this house as we go. I'm gonna look at my notes so I don't cheat. This was built in 1991. You've got fairly spacious. I like where this is at because you get a good view of the water here while you're doing dishes, what have you. Just super cool. But it was built in 1991. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,060 square feet. Like I said, $520,000. This is located, I believe it's off the hole 3. I'm about to hit my head here. But as you can see here, this is a golf course community. You've got this cool little outdoors area, which I'm going to show you at the end. I'm not going to show it to you right now, even though I'm hinting at it. But as you can see here, we've got folks right here on hole 3. They're just coming up, so they've already done one of their shots, it looks like. And they are going, the hole is right there. This is actually probably my favorite hole on the course because I lose a lot of balls here, but it's very challenging and fun. So you've got your living space here, upgraded flooring throughout. We were just talking to the neighbor next door. She's super sweet, by the way. She was just telling us that they completely redid all of these floors recently before they moved out. You got a fireplace for, you know, all of the cool winter nights we have here in Florida. I'm saying that as I'm sitting in 92-degree heat out here. We do have a closet over here as soon as you walk in. And one thing that is kind of hard to notice when you first come in is this beam right when you come in, which I really love. I always like it when they kind of do those accents like that. I kind of wish this wall wasn't in the way, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of open it up a little bit, but it doesn't look load bearing, so might be an option for you. So we'll go ahead and head down here. You've got all of the rooms on one side, so if you want a little bit of privacy from your guests, this might not be the house for you, but check out this washer dryer room with all of these built-ins. There's like stuff, they spent some good money on this. It's all soft close, looks pretty good, washer and dryer. Of course, your 2-car garage, which I'm not gonna show you because it looks like every 2-car garage ever. But I love this. So you've got 2 of the bedrooms over here and here. It's nothing too fancy. It is a standard size bedroom, but it's the master is where it's at. All right, let's go. Some of the stuff we're going to be talking about in today's video too isn't just this community. We'll talk about the accessibility of everything. Again, another bedroom. We'll talk about how close it is to get to Eglin Air Force Base. So if you're active duty or you're working on Eglin in some capacity, this could be a really good option for you. You've got a bathroom. You can go ahead and pop in there and show them that if you don't mind. And then this is the master here. You've got 2 big closets. You've got a bathroom right here. Now this is one of the things, this is a love-hate bathroom for me because I'm not a big fan of carpet in the bathroom. Now they didn't do it all throughout, so you come out of the shower, you're good to go. But you're washing your hands, you're brushing your teeth, and you get a nice little warm feeling on your toesies there. Which I'm not a super big fan of, but I don't know, it's not bad. But I do love this tub. This is a jetted tub with 3 different windows overlooking. Now, there's a bush in the way of one of them, probably a smart move, because these are not like stained windows or anything like that. You can see in and out. But just imagine sitting here sipping your wine. You just got done playing 18 holes. You're sipping your wine, you're relaxing. That is pretty sweet. Now, let's show you the back area. Isn't this awesome? So this is one of the few lakes. I say few, there's actually a couple of them. There's a good amount. But I just love that it's sitting on the water here. You've got this nice little view. You're far enough away from the hole that you're not getting hit with golf balls all the time. That comes with the downfall in that you're not gonna have a yard full of golf balls that you can play with other people's golf balls when you're going. You're gonna have to bring your own. But cool little area. We've got it arched up here, which I love. It's getting a lot of direct sunlight, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. I like it. I like it. So Shalimar Point, there's a lot of benefits to it. Obviously, as you can see, golf cart community is going to be, or golf course community is a big one. It's also golf cart friendly all throughout. The neighbors are what really makes this neighborhood, in my personal opinion. They really take care of each other. They look out for each other. Just like when we pulled up here, I wish I had it on camera. We were talking to the neighbor, and she just chatted our ear off about everything and how awesome it was, about the previous owners. And I just love that. She was like, this is the kind of neighborhood where, like, if you're driving around, your garage door is open, your trash bins are still out, they're gonna come knock in and be like, hey, you good? Is everything all right? You might have left this open. And I just like that the sense of community is really good here. And for the folks that live here that wanna pay for the membership for the golf course, they have memberships where you can golf all you want. Like, no limit. You're not paying each time. You're literally paying a flat fee. We'll talk about some of those fees here in a minute. I want to get out and actually show a little bit of the golf course. So we're going to go across the street because there's another hole over there. And that's where we're going to talk about some of the golf course prices. We're going to talk about how close everything is and the overall lifestyle living out here. It's going to be good. You don't want to miss it, especially if you are looking for a place near Destin to get away from the chaos, a little bit quiet. As you can see and hear, it's not crazy. It doesn't have the same hustle and bustle that Destin does. So let's go across the street and let's talk about this golf course. We're going to talk about the prices of different homes in this area as well as Shalimar as a whole. But while we were driving right past the golf club, I wanted to make sure that I showed you guys this. So we've got the first tee box right here. As you can see, the blue tees right here and the red right behind them. This is where it starts off. There's a pretty cool gator that sometimes hangs out in a lake down there. I haven't been golfing out here in about 2 years, probably a year maybe, to be completely honest. But this is the driving range, so hopefully the alligator's still there is my point, right? Anyway, this is the driving range here. You can see the range folks picking up all the balls. And then we've got a putting and chipping green over here, as well as a clubhouse, which is pretty cool. They do a bunch of events and stuff in there as well. I had a friend of mine, well, past client friend, whatever you want to call it, that lived out here, and he would always invite me to some of these events. Pretty cool stuff. But the really cool thing about this is a public course, but it feels completely private. As you can see, if you want to pan around and show this parking lot, this is Sunday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or no, actually it's 3 o'clock now, isn't it? It's been a little bit shooting this, but so Friday afternoon. Now, granted, most people are coming in the mornings, but this is generally how the parking lot looks. At least in some of the busier days. And come out here on a Wednesday or something like that, it's even less. And keep in mind that some of the folks playing live here. They're taking their personal golf carts and going around doing their thing. In fact, it's really cool. That same buddy of mine here, walk with me, that same buddy of mine that lives out here, he'll take his 7-iron, he'll take his wedge and his what do you call it, putter. That's all he'll take. He'll walk right out of his back door. He's on the sixth or seventh hole, I think 7th hole. And anyway, he'll just play a couple almost every single night. It's like his nightly, he calls it his meditation. He does it like 4 or 5 times per week. But I want to show you guys the clubhouse real quick. They've got some merch and stuff in there and some stuff. In case you forget something, it's not very big, but it's solid for being right here in the middle of this neighborhood. This is tucked away right off of the bay in Shalimar. So I'll pull up a map here in a second. In fact, I've got one printed out. I want to show you guys whenever we talk about how close this is to everything. I want to actually show you guys how close it is to everything. One of my favorite things about this course in particular is these golf carts. I know they don't look like much, but they are gas, and I just prefer the gas ones. At least that is assuming they haven't replaced them, but it doesn't look like it. But we're going to pop inside and I'm going to show you that. And then we'll discuss some prices and then some of the other great amenities that are here, including the massive tennis courts right down the road. But let's take a peek and make sure they're good with us recording in there. And they have Snickers ice cream bars. Well, as you can see, nice little hangout area. They've got their own bar, and it's just overlooking the driving range right here. They do a bunch of events and stuff in here, as I said, so sometimes the settings of all of this will change as well. For those of you that are tennis lovers, this is the Shalimar Point Tennis Club, and I swear it gets bigger every single year. As you can see, we've got some courts over here, and they do pickleball as well. I know that's the big craze right now, that's the big thing. But pickleball and tennis, and in fact, a lot of the tennis tournaments and stuff that they do, not just in Shalimar, but in Fort Walton Beach as a whole, this is where they come. There's a couple of different spots they do it at, but this is one of the larger ones because there are so many different courts. It's kind of hard to see from here, but we've got the one that you can obviously see behind me. We've got another one here off to my right, or a couple actually. And then here, come walk with me as well and kind of show you some of the other spots. We've got a couple more down here. You see a couple of folks already down there playing. I didn't want to disturb them. And then of course this has to be 2 or 3 years old. It's very, very new. They've got this cool little bulletin board thing. I'll kind of show you here. As soon as we're done showing you this, we're going to go over some of the stuff that's nearby, some of the proximity. And then we'll go over the map as well, so I can kind of show you guys where everything's at, because we're actually located by a lot of water out here. It's really hard to see because of the way everything's kind of like blocked in, but I want to show you guys all of that. So this is pretty cool. You've got, as you can see, different teams and stuff here. You know, their weekly tournaments, what's coming up, and then a bunch of random info. Pretty cool little sign. That's pretty sweet. So, nice little popular area. They've got shade all over the place as well. So if you're sitting here with your significant other or watching your kid play or something like that, you've got some shade. Just make sure you bring a drink. It's a little warm, especially if this isn't open. This is obviously air conditioned, so you'll be good on that. Now, whenever we're talking about the location for this, as I mentioned, it's on the far side of Shalimar. Shalimar's kind of a smaller subset of Fort Walton Beach. It's technically part of Fort Walton Beach, or at least that's how we think of it. But you've got water on 3 different sides. Now, this neighborhood in and of itself only has 2 sides of it. And then you've got Lake Lorraine, which is a larger lake that is also an inlet from the bay. And then you've got the entire bay. So if we were to look at this, you can kind of barely see it. And I'm not going to really be able to show you guys everything. You kind of see this house right here. Everything on that side is water, as well as on this side here. In fact, if we were to step a couple of steps over just through the green netting here, you would see part of the bay there as well. So when it comes to proximity of stuff, Shalimar Point is centrally located. In fact, Shalimar in general is a pretty good spot. When I was active duty military out here, I was stationed at Eglin Air Force Base. When I was able to move off base, because I had to be in the dorm for the first year, this is where I chose to go because the proximity to the airport was really good. I traveled a bunch with my job, and then of course, if I wasn't taking my own plane, of course, and then of course the distance to Eglin Air Force Base, which is about 5 minutes away, kind of depending on how squirreled back you are. Obviously, if you're all the way down on the Masters, which is one of the main roads out here, and you're squirreled back, it's going to take you a little bit longer. But it'll be about 5 minutes to Eglin Air Force Base. You've got the airport's about 15 minutes away from here. And it's a straight shot, which is really nice. As soon as you get on the main road, you're just going. Downtown Fort Walton's about 10 minutes. If you guys have seen our downtown Fort Walton video, actually, if you haven't seen it, we're going to throw it up right here. It'll be a little gray pop-up. You can hit that if you're watching on your TV or something. I'm not sure how that portion works, but hopefully you can just click on it if you want to click on it. But that's a downtown Fort Walton area, so that's pretty close. And that's kind of the whole beauty of this entire area. And then of course having all of the water around you, so you can go kayaking, paddle boarding, take your boat. There's a marina right up the road that you can use as well. You can store your boat there, store your boat here. In fact, some of these homes, while we were driving around, you could see like these big old garages and stuff for RVs or boats. And so a lot of the folks have them here, but like I said, marina right up the road if you guys want to use it. All right, so hopefully we can get this bad boy in the camera pretty good. If not, we'll throw something up on the screen. But when we're talking about it, this is exactly where we are, right where the tippy tip is. I wish this was a little bit bigger for you guys to see, but this is how close everything is. Eglin Air Force Base, you take this road straight up, you're there. You follow it around just a little bit more, and that's the airport. So that's how close that is. Then you've got the main road right here that goes all the way through Fort Walton, and you've got downtown Fort Walton right here, Okaloosa Island here, if you're looking for any of the fun on Okaloosa Island, and then just a short jaunt over to Destin. It's a jaunt out of all things. That's what it is. The other golf course in the area is over here on this side of town, so if for whatever reason you don't want to go and play here, you can go over there as well. You've got all the shopping and stuff in Fort Walton here, just before downtown, so like everything, as you can see. And I know it's always hard on a map of like how long does all of this take. This from here to here, it's about 5 minutes. As you can see here, this is a 2 mile. I mean, that's a massive thing. So if, you know, as a bird flies, you're less than 2 miles from just about everything except Destin. Destin is going to take you probably about 25 minutes, 30 maybe, depending on traffic. But that's how close everything is. And then, of course, if you're on the water, you've got all the access to all that other stuff. As I said, kayaking, paddleboarding, but also boating up and having lunch, going to any of the restaurants nearby, which there are several. And for those of you that absolutely love having a nice brew, Shalimar is a place to be. There's a place right down the road. It's a little hole in the wall a lot of folks don't know about called Cheers. Just like the TV show from back in the day, they have 80 or 85 plus brews on tap at any given time, and they cycle a bunch of them out. It's one of my favorite spots to go, especially if I'm craving a cold beer, and their club sandwich is outstanding. And they have curly fries, which I'm not really a fry guy, but if I'm going to eat some fries, curly fries are where it's at. All right, so I'm going to take you to some of the courts so that we can kind of look at it while I talk to you about some of the other things. Before we go into that, by the way, if you guys are watching this and you're like, maybe Shalimar's not the spot for me, totally get it. We're going to pop up a QR code right here. If you're watching from your TV, you can take it with your phone. If you're on your phone, we'll put the link down in the description. This will be our entire 38-page guide to the entire Emerald Coast, from Pensacola to Panama City Beach. We break down every single area and give you kind of a sneak preview. So if this isn't the right spot for you, you will at least know where to go. And we do videos on that entire area, so you can always reach out to us and we can just chat with you. Even if you're not ready to purchase out here, this is what we do. We love this area and we want to talk to you about it. So feel free to reach out. All right. The overall lifestyle and kind of vibe here. In fact, see, you can kind of see the water now, which I really like. The overall vibe here is quiet, friendly. It's very walkable. We're in the middle of summer right now, so it's a little bit heated. So a lot of people aren't wandering around. But when it cools down, it generally is. So very relaxed, a lot of retirees out here, a lot of military folks, particularly the officer corps. There's a bunch of them out here, at least in my experience, that's what it is. You can kind of see the different types of courts here. In fact, I think, I don't know a whole lot about tennis. You can kind of pan around. I don't know a whole lot about tennis, but I think they've got the different types of courts. Apparently there's like 2 or 3 different types of courts I was educated on one time. So if you know what those are, put those down in the comment section down below. I'm very curious because I don't remember. I know there's like a concrete or some sort of harder one. There's like a dirt or something. I don't remember. I'm sure I'm butchering it. If you're a tennis lover, I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this as well. A lot of these homes here, they're built in the late 1980s to about early 2000s. So that's the kind of style you're going to see. Some of these are newer. This one that we see over off in the distance was actually built fairly recently. I think it's maybe 2 years old. I remember them building it. This is a little outlet here. Almost everybody from this side on is waterfront in some capacity because we've got Lake Lorraine right there and you've got the bay right there. So they're all waterfront and they're gorgeous. Some of the most beautiful homes I've seen right here, which is really cool. A lot of people want to be on the Gulf of Mexico. They actually want to be on the beach. And hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I would want that too. There's a lot more action going on in the bay, and you've got a lot better access to your watercraft. You're able to take it. You can't have a dock if you're on the Gulf of Mexico, or Gulf of America now, whatever it's called. So another court. And I think these are the newer ones here, if I remember correctly. As you can see, you've got some folks over there playing. And there's always good reading material when you come out here too, like beware of snakes. You got more beware of snakes signs. All right, Andrew, all of this looks really cool. Love the tennis, love the golf. I want to live here. What does the HOA look like? It's got to be outrageous here. Surprising thing is, it's really not. They generally range from about $158 per quarter, which is the house we just looked at earlier in the video, to about $185 per quarter. That's pretty good. It's about $600 to $750, give or take, for access to all of this. Now, you are going to have to pay for the golf separately, I'm pretty sure. I was digging through the CC&Rs earlier today trying to find out, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's like. I'm going to show you this little thing because there's so much on this that I'm not going to try reading this all off. But you can see the monthly fees there kind of on the left side, depending on what you want, and most of these include all you can play. Now sometimes if you have a guest with you, you'll charge for that, or a cart fee on some of these for like the kiddos if they go too early in the day, as well as walking. Obviously walking in a cart fee seems counterproductive to me, and these are monthly fees, so it's not cheap, but it's all you can golf, so you can really go out there and enjoy yourselves. And they like you to do 6 months in advance, and if you pay 6 months to a year, you'll get a little bit of a discount. Seems a little pricey, but if you're out here all the dang time, I think it's well worth it. I would easily pay $300 a month to just be able to golf out here whenever I want. So let's talk about some of the other prices. We'll go ahead and continue walking a little bit. Actually, let's get in some shade and then we'll talk about some prices. All right, let's talk about some of the home sales that have happened out here, as well as some of the actives. Before I get into this, if you guys would like a list of all the properties for sale in this particular neighborhood, if you're loving what you're seeing, reach out to us. All of my information will pop up on the screen. You can call, text, email, however you want to get a hold of us. I can get you that list of whatever, of all the stuff that is active, as well as off-market properties. We do have off-market properties you cannot find anywhere else. It's one of the big benefits of working with a team like ours, is that we have that for just about every neighborhood. But let's talk about the last 6 months. Here's what has sold. It has ranged from $485,000, so that's sort of the entry level in the past 6 months. That was a 3-bed, 2-bath, built in 1996, 1,903 square feet, right off the second hole. And it has ranged all the way up to $1.5 million. That was actually one right here around the corner, kind of, it's probably about 100 yards from where we're sitting right now. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath, built in 1991, 3,424 square feet, massive square feet that is, waterfront home on Lake Lorraine. So not on the bay, on the actual lake that is attached to the bay. And that was, again, $1.5 million. And then overall for Shalimar, if this isn't the neighborhood you like, but you kind of like some of the stuff that you see around here, because all of this stuff is public that we've mentioned, the median sold price here in Shalimar is sitting at $500,000, which is down about 2.6% year over year. And then the days on market have gone from 85 last year to about 37. Why am I telling you the days on market and the medium sold price? Well, as the days on market start getting lower and lower, it's starting to show that there's more buyer activity out here, so the prices might start creeping up. As you saw, or as I mentioned, 2.6% down year over year. So the reason I'm mentioning all of this is because if you're a buyer, or you want to be a buyer soon, there's a lot of noise out there about interest rates and is it a good time to buy or not. This is what everybody waits for, this kind of stuff. You've got downward pressure on the market. Buyers right now, home buyers in our market in general, not just in Shalimar, they're getting everything they ask for. You're getting 6% in closing costs pretty regularly. This isn't guaranteed, but that's how the market is going. Stuff is sitting long enough that we're seeing that 6% in closing costs. You're getting everything paid for. You're getting your commissions paid for, all of your closing costs, and you're generally getting just a little bit off of the list price as well. So if you're one of those, you can withstand and wait for the market to, or the rates in the market to go down a little bit. You'll have a little bit of a payment now, and then hopefully down the road you can refinance. Never plan for that, because you never know what the market's going to do. Make sure that you can, live comfortably in your home as it sits. But if that's something or a situation that you can withstand for a little bit, you'll end up coming out ahead, because as more buyers start flooding into the market and the days on market keep getting lower, and the prices are going to start creeping up, because it's going to release some of that pressure from the sellers as homes start selling a little bit faster. So great time to buy. That isn't a sales tactic because I'm a realtor. I get it. I've got skin in the game. It's because I actually want to help you guys out and make sure you're getting a good deal, because as soon as all the buyers start coming back, the prices are going to go up again, and then it's going to be a lot harder. You're going to compete more. You're going to have to pay more in closing costs. It's this whole thing. So that's all of that. Low HOA fees. We already talked about that. One last thing on this too is there's no short-term rentals allowed in here. I say that, and I looked on vrbo.com just to double check, and there is one here, but it's not supposed to have it. So maybe they were grandfathered in from a long time ago, but they're not supposed to be short-term rented here. But that helps maintain everything quiet. It has to be a 6-month lease or longer. You can definitely rent out here. Like, let's say you move out here and need to move away and rent it. You can 100% do that, but no short-term rentals, which keeps everything nice and calm. Hopefully this video helped shed a little bit of light on one of my favorite neighborhoods here in Shalimar. If this is the kind of lifestyle that you're looking for, you want to get away from the hustle and bustle of Destin, you want something a little bit quieter, but you want to be able to go visit it and go hit up McGuire's and all the great places over there in Destin, this might be the perfect neighborhood for you. Now, before you go, if you want more information on this area in general, we're going to pop up a video right here. Click on it. It'll take you to our next video, and we will see you next week, Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central. See ya. Thinking of moving to Destin, Florida, but you hate the crowds, the traffic, and of course the high prices. I get it. Whenever I farted.